Hi everyone. Well, because we are starting a new year and because this is a time where lots of us we like to think a little bit about the future, what we want to our lives, what we want to the collective, what might happen and what we want to happen next. I would like to leave here a few thoughts. For instance, in the future, we might get a kind of medicine that is less remediative and more preventative and more healing. Because you know that lots of the medicine we have nowadays is mostly palliative, remediative. It serves the interests of the mega corporations in the pharmaceutical area because those corporations like to have controlled, enduring disease. That's the way you make sure you have clients in the long run. So just healing is not so good for profit to some companies. And we need, of course, in the future, a medicine that is constantly searching for deep healing of the populations, not so much enduring profit. And for that, of course, it's very important for medicine to be mostly preventive, to notice what makes us ill and to help us go beyond it, to promote good health in the long term, which is not so good for some corporations indeed. But that must change. Now, if we want medicine to be healing and to be also a lot preventive, then we must turn our attention to education. And indeed, there is a lot of room for improving the education. First, I think all education should be based on love. Love is healing, and love is preventive of illness. There is quite some research now showing that people who receive love from the beginning of their lives and in the long run throughout their lives, those who have supportive social networks, they are the people who have the best mental health and the best physical health in the long run. Indeed, love is preventive of illness, both in body and mind. And education can help a lot then with this base of love by helping people learn more about how to manage the minds. Not so much how to repeat knowledge from memory, not so much how to repeat thought from some patterns that are transmitted at school, but how to really manage the mind. And along with managing the mind, of course, it's important to learn how to manage emotions, how to notice and understand emotion in ourselves and in other people and in society, and how to manage that in a better and more constructive way. This, of course, helps us being real humans in life. Then, of course, we could learn more about how to manage our bodies, not just the body movement, and this is already an important area, but how to feel, how to understand and to deeply feel our own bodies and how to provide for our body needs. This can be taught, it can be developed in schools. Then we have something very important for humans that is being creative. Creativity should be welcomed in schools. We should help people become more creative. Of course, this means to some extent they are not so controllable, but they become more human. And of course, then I would agree with the famous esoteric name, Alice Bailey, when she says that mostly education should concern the development of a bridge of consciousness towards our deep soul, to our inner self. Education should be mostly about bridging in a way to our deepest humanity, to what really makes us human, meaning consciousness and our soul. And there's a lot we can do about it. And there are hints on this already on the move, namely meditation in schools, spiritual practices in schools. I think that is going the right way. Then there is something to change in our global world, and this is the ideology of profit. We see that the powers that rule the world, that are mostly of the economic nature, they have this ideology of placing profit above everything and above humanity and above nature. And the profit ideology is based on typically a double lie. Because when we think that we should have profit and that the more we profit, the best, then what we get is that there is a double lie, meaning that because we want profit above all, when we buy, we devaluate the product we are going to buy. And when we sell, we overvalue the product we are about to sell. So we try to get the biggest possible profit in any commercial interaction. And this is not in accordance with what might favor humanity, I think. What we need instead is fair commerce, is an emphasis on being truthful to the real value of products, either the ones we buy or the ones we sell, and to place commerce again at the service of humanity and human consciousness. So, for that, of course, we need to emphasize truthfulness, fairness, justice in the commercial world, something very far from what is going on. So, we must change the ideology towards an ideology of collaboration, truthfulness, sharing, fairness. And this can be done progressively, namely thanks to education. Now, there is the role of technology. Nowadays, we emphasize technology a lot. We do own a lot to the technological development during mostly the 20th century and now the 21st century. But technology is also turning against humanity. We have overpollution of all kinds, namely electromagnetic. We have the threat, the real global threat of artificial intelligence that can turn against humanity. And I think it's already on that movement because it's not controlled. And in general, we see that with all technology. Technology is moving without restraint at the service of profit and moving against humanity. And we can turn technology to favor humanity mostly, to free people from work that is repetitive, that is boring, that is over demanding, that it goes against happiness in a way, to free people from big portions of work towards creativity, expression, the arts, expansion of consciousness, enjoying freedom, enjoying contact with the natural world, and so on. This can be done, of course. It just needs a different mentality in people and in the rulers that be. Now, of course, we can place some emphasis on collaboration with our whole planet, with nature, from humanity. And this can be quite a value for all of us, because there is a lot to be gained in a proximity with nature and in the new idea of collaborating with all kingdoms of nature in a harmonious way, improving ecology. Can be done, and if it is done, it will improve the quality of life of humanity. Of course, technology must be then at the service of humans, humanity, nature, consciousness, not profit. and it must be controlled, even restrained sometimes. Now, there is one other thing I would like to mention here. It's about the nutrition of body and mind. We can improve the nutrition of people. Again, we have very poor nutrition all over the planet because the soil is overexplored and because lots of the food that is delivered to populations is full of additives that are producing ill health. It's poor in nutrition and it's full of poison, namely from pesticides. And we also know from research that this can be improved. We can improve the quality of agricultural products, namely farming in a different way, namely. Of course, this needs change in the global mentality. Also, when we think about feeding the mind, well, lots of people in the entertainment industry and the information industry, they place emphasis on studying graphics about the amount of audience that their products get. So they repeat what is guaranteed to have lots of audience. So again, they can profit from advertising and the whole thing. So the powers that be make sure that they reach population with products that have a high level of envisionment from people. Well, we could change that. We could change that towards making mostly sure, as many authors in the past did, that we deliver high nutritious intellectual quality products to people, high level emotional content products to people, not so much TV garbage and stuff like that. We can work on this. Different emphasis, different ideology, and we need that for a better future. So this is what I wanted to discuss today. And now, because my videos are continuously sort of suppressed, I would ask people if they like this to help letting others know, using namely email or other ways, because some algorithms easily are suppressing contexts that do not serve the powers that be. See you.